All right, welcome to the Let's Ride podcast. I'm your host, Michael Custer. Today I'm going to go over the Broncos' first two games of the season at Seattle and at home versus the Houston Texans. So, here we go. Start out. First game the Broncos played, Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. And if you guys have seen my first video, I predicted that the Broncos would win 30-13. Obviously, that didn't happen. They ended up losing 16-15. And my thoughts on that game, first off, the Broncos coaching staff is really to blame for this one. At the same time, I think that it is also Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon's problem. Especially Melvin Gordon. He just has a fumbling problem. I was not expecting Javonte Williams to fumble. I'm sure most people weren't expecting him to fumble, especially not on third down. If you don't fumble, Javonte doesn't fumble. Very, I'm very certain that the Broncos win the game. They're not in the position that they were at the end of the game. They just had a lot of opportunities that they squandered, I believe, in that game. Looking at how it ended, I'm okay with Hackett having McManus kick that field goal. I just would have rather him call timeout with 50 plus seconds on the clock and go for it on 4th and 5 with Russell Wilson. Why are we paying him hundreds of millions of dollars to sit on the bench and let our kicker kick a 65-yard field goal? Love Brandon McManus. He's my guy, but it just was the wrong call. Then, yesterday, I'm very happy for the Broncos win. First off, go Broncos. But it was a very sloppy game. First 2 weeks, they had a lot of penalties. I believe it was around 27 or 28 penalties. I could be wrong. I just think that they need to practice a little more hitting. Practice as much as I hate saying it, 7-on-7 as well. I think 7-on-7 would benefit corners, the receivers. Russ would get on the same page. Russ would get on the same page with the receivers and the tight ends. They don't look like they're on the same page to me. I like that Andrew Beck has been getting involved early, especially last week against Seattle. He had, I believe, 3 receptions on the first drive. And I love that. Getting back to the Texans game, there's a lot of injuries on the team right now. They're really building up, and it is kind of scaring me a little bit. I think that Nathaniel Hackett's, the way he's gone about the offseason, I think he's got a lot to answer. I think it's going to help them in the long run, but it's going to hurt them here for the next probably 2 weeks. And unfortunately, they have San Francisco 49ers coming to town next week, and then they travel to the Las Vegas Raiders. I just think that the Texans game, there were way too many penalties. Like I said, and time management was terrible. I've seen a lot of hate with the fan. Well, maybe not necessarily hate, but making the fans look kind of bad for counting down the play clock. They were just trying to help, honestly. I don't think that they were, you know, mad at it per se. They were just trying to help, and I personally liked it. Um, I hope the players did, because I do think that it helped a little bit. Now, when we get down to about 3 seconds, maybe he'll not say it, just because Russ is gonna want to have the offense be able to hear what he's saying, um, to snap the ball. But I liked it, and it kind of speaks to the penalties that the Broncos had over the last 2 weeks, and it really just those penalties just started killing them. Incompletions, there were a lot. Excuse me. I would say probably, I think about 7 were on Russ. I haven't seen the L-22 tape, but I'll be taking a look at that here today, hopefully. Um, the incompletions, a lot of them were on the receivers. Quite a few of them were on the receivers because, I mean, he put them on. He put a couple on Judy. I think Judy had a couple of drops. Cortland had 1 or 2 drops, and the one of those is the interception that Russ threw. That was just a crazy play, honestly. Tyree Cleveland had a couple that I can remember. I believe the tight ends, between all 4 of them, I think they had 2 or 3. Saubert, I really like Saubert in this offense. He's a bright spot, I think, at the moment, and I want to see a little bit more of him out on the field over Eric Tomlinson. Um, but yeah, all in all, of the last 2 weeks, if you get, well, in Seattle, if you maybe not necessarily get a touchdown on one of those 2 fumbling drives, but you retain possession on the second one, and you kick a field goal, you win it. I think they need to just be better on first down in the red zone, especially inside the 5. Inside the 5 on first down, they just don't do well, I don't think. The first time they went down there yesterday, they threw the fade to Cortland, and it looked like he got it. And I'm still not sure that he didn't get it. But they called it incomplete, and then they did the exact same route. The exact same route. And it was knocked away. Then they came back. Russ's pass was tipped, and I believe Hinton, yeah, Kendall Hinton caught it out of bounds in the back of the end zone. Um, I think that if Judy was in there, he might have been able to keep his feet down, or if it were, obviously Tim Patrick would have found a way to keep his feet in bounds, or if it was, I don't know, maybe maybe even KJ Hamler. I mean, you just never know with those guys. Um, so all in all, I think that the Broncos coaching staff needs to focus on penalties. They need to focus on physicality. The defense, the run defense, is a little scary to me. I think they need a linebacker. They need to go out in free agency and get a linebacker, maybe Blake Martinez. when Josie Jewell comes back, this should be a better defense. Yeah, I think that they need to focus on linebacker and right guard. Graham Glasgow has been getting his ass kicked every week, at least 10 plays, and it is really hurting this offense. So I think the Broncos need to go out and get a guard. Hopefully, uh, Graham can pick it up. That or Quinn Miners comes back soon. They really need it, and they need a right tackle. They need Billy Turner to come back desperately. Um, I'm hoping he's back here against San Francisco. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. And let's ride, y'all.